Animal Kingdom might be Disney World's youngest park, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been through some big changes. And wait till we tell you what it was supposed to be like. Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars.net. Time to take a safari through time for you to weigh in on whether or not you think Animal Kingdom's original ideas and attractions were better than the vibe they have now. As always, the results of this showdown come straight from AllEars.net readers and social media followers. We asked our readers whether they prefer the old or the new, and you might be surprised by their thoughts. There are a few big changes that mark the difference between then and now in Animal Kingdom, and for the sake of comparison, we're breaking down this retrospective look into 3 key categories: history, food, and attractions. Up first, Animal Kingdom then. Disney's Animal Kingdom opened on Earth Day on April 22nd, 1998, and it was largely the product of Disney Imagineer Joe Rohde. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you've heard this name quite a bit because he's, Joe Rohde. And Joe wanted to create an animal-themed park. Animal Kingdom is the largest park in the world at 580 acres, and it's home to approximately 2,000 animals, which includes 300 different species. It has an environment and animal conservation focus, and the park was deliberately built farther from the other parks in order to minimize disruptions to animals with things like fireworks. At the center of the park is the Tree of Life, the park icon, which is a 145-foot tall artificial baobab tree featuring carvings of 325 animal species.
So as you know, Animal Kingdom and Kilimanjaro Safaris do have a story all about conservation and how important conservation is. But when Safaris first opened, it was real dark, and there was a whole poacher storyline, and basically you were trying to rescue Little Red, and his mom Big Red was killed by poachers. It involved a dead elephant. So it had a very dark history when it first opened, and that was definitely toned back down eventually into the safaris that we know and still love today.
Now, before we can continue to talk about what Animal Kingdom once was, let's start with what it was supposed to be. It was originally planned to include lands rooted in reality as well as fantasy, with an area to be called Beastly Kingdom, where guests could encounter creatures like dragons, unicorns, and sea monsters. However, due to budget cuts, Dinoland USA became a permanent land in the park, while Beastly Kingdom was scrapped. Camp Mini Mickey took over as a placeholder and lasted from 1998 to 2014. The other themed opening lands included Discovery Island, Africa, and Rafiki's Planet Watch. Asia opened a year after the grand opening, and eventually the plans for Beastly Kingdom were abandoned. Reader Jessica said, "I would have loved to see the development of the magical creatures section they were originally going to include." You can still spot some fantasy creature details around the park today, like right here when you first enter the park.
I miss some of those Animal Kingdom meet and greets from like a long time ago, and then also from recently. There are some meet and greets that I got to go to as a little kid that were very good, especially the Adventure Winnie the Pooh characters. Those were awesome. I loved meeting Winnie the Pooh characters. And then Animal Kingdom also, meet and greets have of course returned to Disney World, normal meet and greets, but they're still missing some. Most notably for me in Animal Kingdom, the Dinoland USA Donald's Dino Bash meet and greets, where you could be Donald and Chip and Dale in dino outfits and Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad McQuack. What? Launchpad here in Animal Kingdom? He is an animal, but crazy. Don't you have planes to fly or something on Launchpad?
Animal Kingdom was all quick service food when it opened, other than the chain restaurant Rainforest Cafe near the entrance. Tusker House, now a table service restaurant, originally opened as a quick service spot, and other table service restaurants like Yak and Yeti didn't open until years later.
One thing I loved about Animal Kingdom and all of Disney World is that Restaurantosaurus, as well as what is now Trilobites, was called Petra Fries, and it was where you could get McDonald's French fries, and at Restaurantosaurus you could literally get McDonald's cheeseburgers, which I realize are fast food, but they're no worse than a Restaurantosaurus burger is now. I also remember when Donald's Safari Breakfast was there, not the Tusker House. That character meal, I have pictures of it, was at Restaurantosaurus, which is one of my first Animal Kingdom memories.
Disney Imagineers traveled all over the world to learn about animals and culture for Animal Kingdom, but the park was quite sparse on opening day. In Asia, the only attraction was the Flights of Wonder Bird Show, as Expedition Everest would not be open until 2006. Other original attractions included the Discovery River boats, which sailed on the Discovery River, where guests were treated to signs of an animatronic iguanodon, a fire-breathing dragon, and vegetation. And Camp Mini Mickey was an Adirondack-themed land where guests could meet with a variety of characters.
Camp Mini Mickey was the original inhabitant of the real estate now occupied by Pandora, but originally, Camp Mini Mickey. It was a camp-themed land that was sort of random. You could meet characters over there. You could see a statue of Huey, Dewey, and Louie with Donald and Daisy. And there was a Pocahontas show outdoors. And most significantly, this was the original home of Festival of the Lion King. It was an open-air covered theater originally, and I remember sitting in there going, oh man, this is hot. I wish we could get some AC. Well, careful what you wish for, because sure enough, they built that theater over in Africa, and now it's got a permanent indoor home. But Camp Mini Mickey will always hold a place in my heart for being the original home of Festival of the Lion King.
Other opening day attractions included Dinosaur, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Kilimanjaro Safaris, and several areas focusing on conservation. Reader Kimberly said, I wish they'd go back to the old safari where we chased the poachers and saved the baby elephant. Cali River Rapids opened in 1999, and Tarzan Rocks was a stage show from 1999 to 2006.
You know what I miss on Kilimanjaro Safaris? The rickety bridge. It used to be that when you were on Kilimanjaro Safaris and the warden of the range would call you and be like, hey, poachers, and you'd be like, oh no, and you have to try to chase down the poachers. And it was a fun, thrilling aspect to this ride. And as a part of it, the bridge would collapse, not fully, but it would go while you were on it, would go chunk, 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 and it was super scary. Do you really need to chase fake poachers when you're seeing a baby giraffe? No. But do I miss when that bridge would collapse? Yes. Bird show. I have feelings about the bird show. Okay, so the old bird show, that show was so good. It was so good. It was a must-do for me in Animal Kingdom. And then they put Russell and Doug in it. And then I didn't like it anymore because I get it. They wanted it to appeal more to little kids. But little kids like animals doing cool stuff. So and I love Russell and Doug. And I love Up. But, okay, Doug, hurry it up. I get it. You're scared of the birds, but hurry it up so I can see a bird do something cool.
The pros. It was the newest park to open in Disney World in almost 10 years and followed Walt's original dream of a park with live animals, not animatronics. Plus, the conservation themes remind us to take care of animals and our environment. The cons, Animal Kingdom opened with uncompleted construction and sparse areas, only a few rides, and only quick service food. Before we continue exploring this amazing land, head over to AllEars socials on Facebook and Instagram for more Disney World throwdowns, and AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney parks related. Hotels, restaurants, rides, and more. These results are decided by viewers just like you, so we want to hear what you have to say. Next up, Animal Kingdom Now. Animal Kingdom has expanded multiple times since its 1998 grand opening, even though it's only been 24 years since then. One of the biggest changes to Animal Kingdom was the addition of Pandora, the World of Avatar, in 2017, based on James Cameron's 2009 film. This new land added 2 rides, a quick-service dining spot, and plenty of unique and exquisite theming. Several rides and entertainment have also changed over the years, and the popular show Festival of the Lion King moved into a new theater.
Pandora is most often compared to lands like the Wizarding World at Universal or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. But I think it really needs to be said that Pandora is probably the most beautiful, immersive, just stunning land created off of a terrible, terrible movie. I mean, at the very least, Wizarding World and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge have a lot of love for those franchises, and even though they're incredibly well done and themed to perfection, we're always going to have that fan love. Pandora somehow manages to get you to really enjoy it, even if you're someone like me who thinks that the movie is absolutely terrible and has only been able to sit through it one time.
Animal Kingdom, honestly, right now, while Epcot is under so much construction, it's my favorite park. And that's like an unpopular opinion, but I feel like people just haven't appreciated Animal Kingdom. Like, it does not feel as stressful as the rest of Disney World. You have every opportunity to get everything you want done in the time the park is open, unlike literally every other park where it's stressful to try to do that.
Table service restaurants like Yak and Yeti didn't open until 2007, the same year that Tusker House was converted into a buffet restaurant. Tiffin's didn't open until 2016, and the home of the cheeseburger pods, Satu'li Canteen, opened in Pandora in 2017. Several readers like Angela specifically mentioned Satu'li Canteen as the reason why Animal Kingdom is a must-do now.
Okay, as much as I was a fan of being able to get a Big Mac at the Animal Kingdom, nothing tops my favorite snack there, the cheeseburger pods from Satu'li Canteen. This is like you shoved a Big Mac into a bao bun. It's a Joe Rohde's family recipe. They have the beef and the pickles and the onion and the cheese, and you gotta get the creamy herb to dip them in. Yeah, Animal Kingdom food's way better.
Tarzan Rocks was changed to Finding Nemo the Musical in 2007, and the show is changing again soon to take on a Finding Dory focus. Expedition Everest opened in 2006, and Pandora rides Avatar Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey opened in 2017. The same year, the Rivers of Light nighttime show debuted, and it was later replaced by the new daytime show, Disney Kite Tales, which opened in 2021, and it features, well, big kites.
Tarzan Rocks versus Finding Nemo the Musical. And I know there's a new reimagined version of Finding Nemo the Musical, but that doesn't change the fact that Tarzan Rocks was awesome. First of all, you've got people doing stunts hanging from the ceilings, doing all kinds of flipping about like Tarzan on the vine. He's doing tricks, he's doing flips, he's doing aerial acrobatics. Second of all the monkeys are doing BMX tricks on bikes and rollerblades and skateboards. Third of all, Phil Collins did the music. And you can come at me, Nemo fans, and be like, but the people who wrote the music for Frozen wrote the music for Nemo. I don't care. Phil Collins wrote the Tarzan music, and it doesn't get any better than that. That show was fun. It was energetic. It was exciting. It was like, yes, I am at a rock concert in a theme park, baby.
Okay, do me a favor and close your eyes with me for a second. I want us to imagine an Animal Kingdom without Flight of Passage and without Expedition Everest. It sounds wild, but that's the way it was when the park first opened. Even today, it feels like there aren't enough rides to have a full day in Animal Kingdom. Well, that was truly the case back in 1998 when the park first opened. Once you rode the Kilimanjaro safaris and the Cali River Rapids and what used to be called Countdown to Extinction, now called Dinosaur, your day was pretty much done. How many times can you watch Festival of the Lion King and the Pocahontas show and go listen to the Grandma Willow sound effects show out at Conservation Station?
Reader Audra said Animal Kingdom got better with time. And Sarah said past Animal Kingdom was nice, but there was a lot less to do. But now it has kept the charm, and the changes improved it substantially. The pros? Pandora was a major addition to Animal Kingdom, as well as the addition of table service restaurants. Simply put, there's a lot more to do now, and it's no longer a half-day park. The cons? Pandora is an odd choice considering it's based on a fantasy film about aliens, and the popular rides can be difficult to get on, especially with Animal Kingdom's shorter hours. Plus, the location is farther away from most Disney property resorts. Before we reveal the then or now winner, give us a like, click on that thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. When you subscribe, push the little notification button so you always get notified when we post a new video. And if you really want to be part of the fun, and it is fun, be sure to follow us on social media at AllEars.net. Got it? Good. On we go. Animal Kingdom may only be 24 years old, but it's already been through a lot. According to our readers and social media followers, the winner of the Animal Kingdom then versus now debate is now. Of course. I love Animal Kingdom, but seeing dragons and unicorns would have been pretty cool too. I don't know. Go ahead and get your comments started. This is Chris for AllEars.net, and I'll see you next time.